Currently, efforts are underway to prevent Ripple from becoming a national bank. Because Ripple's technology can replace a lot of the infrastructure that banks have relied on for decades and have profited from for billions of dollars, it is crucial that banks prevent Ripple from being well known. These are the problems that Ripple is currently dealing with. In this video, I'll discuss them. Is there anything Ripple can do to make this right? If Ripple could emerge as the second biggest bank in the United States, that would be fantastic. Will this actually deter them? I am fully informed. You must be aware, there will be everything in this 101-minute film. Join me. Let's get started. Like many other cryptocurrency businesses, it aspires to become a US bank. Ripple wants to do it for this reason. We were shown this Circle file. Then the Ripple file appeared. Ripple is currently regarded as a digital neo. Yes, a digital bank can be on this list without having a complete banking license or charter. What exactly is meant by neobank? It has been acknowledged that Ripple is a legitimate digital bank. Ripple is well known for its groundbreaking blockchain-based international payments. This company, which formerly only handled crypto payments, is now a larger financial services provider with many banking-like features but without a bank license. What is the role of a neobank? A company that handles basic banking functions like accepting payments, maintaining accounts, and securing digital assets using technology related to money. Nearly all of them can be completed online. Neobanks frequently lack physical offices and never hold a full banking license. They are known as banks because they offer a variety of services, including wealth management, digital payments, and lending. It's not because the government has approved them as banks. The key points are discussed. Once the movie has ended, you can read this at your own pace. Since we have been here for a while, it's not really important. We do not want to be here. Doing business with banks is difficult because, well, Gary Gendler will inform you. Someone asked as to whether sending a significant message via the internet was possible. Sending bits of data via the internet is possible, yes. Could we also deliver data bits in the form of money? Would we actually make it somewhere? And you can have a functional internet that enables international money transfers. Using the SMS apps Swift or Ripples is the most effective way to travel from Tanzania to Nigeria. It's possible that the ledgers will migrate and change at the same time. Frequently, this is a bank in both a nation. It is now believed that a bridge currency is needed between blockchain technology and a physical currency. The US dollar or the euro could provide a solid value for this short-term currency. In that case, it might be a form of money that Ripple could use. The first test was conducted in May. The fact that we found many videos featuring the former head of the C discussing Ripple's technology in great detail is absurd. How can banks transform into X, Y, and Z? Of course, Ripple already does that, doesn't it? The CEC's long battle with Ripple is amusing. They must have been under a lot of pressure from big banks and other organizations that said, hey, we need to stop this at all costs, right? This must end immediately. Although they stopped for 4.5 years, the same thing happened in the US. Isn't that why banks needed to become more intelligent? It took some time for some of these larger colleges to build their own facilities. The CEC gave them that amount of time. It's hard for Ripple. This letter was received by the NBA, the CBA, and the National Banking Association. It basically states that we are concerned about the information that was disclosed about Ripple, Circle, and other online banks. It hasn't been explicit enough. We need more. Don't let them open a national bank with this key. They sent this letter to the OC for that reason. This is read by many. The American Bankers Association wants the OC to stop offering certain cryptocurrency banks, like Circle and Ripple, a license to conduct business. Both companies may face significant problems with their business or the law. What happens if the pause is successful? Taking too long to expand the business. Since they couldn't function as government-regulated trust banks, they would have to postpone their plans to offer direct crypto storage. To do things like have direct access to the government reserves payment system, businesses and services that use stablecoins must obtain a government license. The rules are unclear as well. There would be no regulations for businesses to follow. I saw this when Ripple was charged by the SEC. XRP users felt like they had been stalled for a very long time. Now that we can see the end of the tunnel, the SEC and Ripple agreed to abandon their allegations. Now people are starting to return. They can see that Ripple has been through a lot. What do they think? They should be deterred by a warning, a $125 million fine, and perhaps restrictions on selling XRP to large buyers. They have a significant report to write, and only in the US. This could make it more difficult for them to offer other services, such as keeping currency in US institutions and releasing coins gradually under federal supervision. The OC may request a closer look at the business plan, greater transparency, stricter guidelines for business plans, and more time for discussion. This means that those who want to work for trust banks would need to provide a more detailed explanation of how they meet the legal requirements of the organization's banks. Following a pause, Ripple could address the following issues. I just didn't want to change applications, improve remarks, or chew a bunch of ice in front of the microphone. Ripples could bypass it this way. Modify the applications should be more truthful by providing comprehensive, unambiguous financial models, business plans, and compliance metrics that address fiduciary duties. Participate in open forums and public comment periods to discuss public, legal, and policy issues with those who have an interest in the issue. This could give them second thoughts and demonstrate your readiness to be a helpful trust bank. I would also like to discuss a few public issues. People don't seem to care all that much about the institutions that could change here, do they? The organizations that look at this technology and say, shit, they don't need us anymore. At the moment, this is their biggest concern. That's really not good. Isn't that the concern? Many people are afraid. Make a change in your business practices. Their apps need to be redesigned to work more like conventional trust and additional services. At the end of the day, I think there will be a lot of concern. But I think that Web3 firms like Circle and Ripple will be able to get these licenses. We are always fighting, so there will be another one. We have earned every piece so far through hard work.